Summary of 1 Chronicles 10-15 NLT. Chapter 10. This chapter recounts the death of King Saul and his sons at the hands of the Philistines on Mount Gilboa. Saul's tragic end is marked by his failure to obey God and his suicide after being wounded. The chapter also records the Philistines' dishonoring of Saul's body and the mourning of the people of Israel. Saul's death leads to the end of his reign, and the chapter sets the stage for David's rise to the throne. Chapter 11. David is anointed king over Israel and Hebron after Saul's death. The chapter recounts the capture of Jerusalem from the Jebusites, which becomes the political and spiritual capital of Israel. It also lists David's mighty men who were instrumental in his military victories. These warriors' valor and loyalty are highlighted, and David's reign is solidified as Israel's king. Chapter 12. This chapter details the support David received from various tribes of Israel, especially during his time as a fugitive from Saul. It lists the warriors from different tribes who joined David's army, emphasizing their strength, loyalty, and the divine timing of their support. David's growing influence and the establishment of his kingdom are depicted. Chapter 13. David, now king, decides to bring the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. He consults with Israel's leaders and prepares for the move, but the attempt to transport the Ark is disastrous. Uzzah, one of the men responsible for carrying the Ark, is struck dead by God for touching it, a reminder of the holiness of God and the proper way to handle sacred things. David becomes fearful and leaves the Ark in the house of Obed-Edom, where it remains for 3 months and blesses him. Chapter 14. David's reign is marked by military success and the expansion of Israel's territory. He defeats the Philistines twice, securing peace and further establishing his kingdom. David's growing fame and God's blessing on him are evident. He also builds a house for himself in Jerusalem. The chapter emphasizes David's reliance on God in battle and his trust in God's guidance. Chapter 15. David prepares to bring the Ark to Jerusalem again, this time with proper reverence. He assembles the Levites and priests and sets up the necessary precautions for transporting the Ark. According to God's instructions, the Ark's journey to Jerusalem is marked by great celebration, including sacrifices and music. David, wearing a linen ephod, dances before the Ark, expressing his joy and reverence for God. His wife, Michal, despises his public display of worship, but David defends his actions, emphasizing his humility before God. These chapters focus on David's rise as king, the importance of proper worship. The bringing of the Ark to Jerusalem symbolizes the centrality of God's presence in the life of the nation.